Hello, how are you? We're driving in really bad weather, so this should be a good video for you guys. Good afternoon. I'm a state certified driving instructor, teach adults and teens. So we're talking about driving in the city versus the highway. Probably going to get about 5 inches today. Pause. Good afternoon. Hey, how are you doing? Hello, D. Trying to be really careful. What's the weather like near you? It's really bad right now. We just got the car started, all-wheel drive. This is a 2020 Impala, all-wheel drive, LS3. It's pretty good. So I'm just trying to be really careful here. We're driving through the city right now, then we're going to get on the expressway. Thank you. Do you guys have speed bumps in your community? They used to put here to slow people down. They drive really fast through neighborhoods and they hurt kids and they crash cars. So they put speed bumps. I think it ruins the community. Okay, let's see if these people will be nice and let me out. I'm gonna come up here and pause. I'm not just gonna be mean. And now I'm an inch forward. It's kind of like you got to be assertive but not be disrespectful. Okay, they let me out. I waved. And then I'm going to get right into the first lane. This weather's really dangerous. If you're an experienced driver, you kind of treat it business as usual and you're going to end up crashing. If you're a new driver, you're very nervous, you have a lot of anxiety. So we're going to have both types of drivers today. I like this car because it's bigger, it's heavier, it's a 4-door car, so it's a lot more stable on the road. The tires are about 85%, pretty good tires. They're not brand new, but they're gonna grip. I'll be nice and let them in because someone was nice and let me in. Down here in Louisiana, we have a little rain today, 43 degrees. Okay, my heart goes out for you. I know you guys had that terror attack down there, so hopefully everything was good. I had a client go down there for the HBCU college bowl game, and then he ended up playing pro football in Brazil, American football. Now he signed a contract with the UFL, so we'll see if he will make it. Hopefully he will, and then maybe this summer you might see me vlogging, going down to maybe for an NFL team. We don't know yet, so we have to see. He'll be going to Texas in about 10 days. We're in the Midwest, so obviously it's very cold. Texas, no snow. I'm just here taking my time. The gas is good. We had a half a tank, no hurry. I love driving, as you guys can tell, but also I like being safe. I'm not trying to crash. Like this light, we're not trying to run it. We in no hurry. There are a lot of homeless people around here who will just walk out, and if you're not careful, you'll hit them. So I've learned to be really careful. Some of them are homeless, some of them are not. Some of them, and they have a really like expensive BMW or Mercedes. So, but if you think a person needs something, you just give it to them. I don't judge. Okay, I look left and right. There's that Prius. See, there's already a mess on. Oh, this express is the fastest way. So you see me, you see all this mess up here. So we're going to go out in it together. I'm gonna go right into this first lane and just chill. Here we go. I will learn to drive a semi. I have a chauffeur's license, so I can drive a vehicle up to, I think it's 13,000 pounds. So like a party, no, not a party bus, like a box truck. I have to have class 2 or 3 CDL for a party bus. I don't want to hit this semi, so I'm being really easy on the brakes. You see that red Camaro to the right? I used to be that guy driving a sports car in the wintertime. Goodyear Eagles, no traction, rear end spinning. I'm trying to stay in the grooves. There's a groove to the left right here. There's a groove to the right. You want to stay in the grooves. This would be a really good day for a new driver, but also a horrible day because they're going to be so nervous on the road and I have to teach them. So I'm just trying to just take my time. You see everyone's going kind of slow. Hey, does it snow down in Louisiana? Can you tell me? You guys get snow down there? I'm off the gas. Again, I don't want to slide into this truck. We're on like 20. The speed limit here is 50 miles an hour. What is the speed limit in your area, guys? In our area, some places is 70. Some places is 75. Some places is 45. Some places is 55. I am dressed appropriately. I got a hat on, got my vest, got a long sleeve shirt, so I'm good. I feel safe, I feel warm, just in case the car breaks down. But don't manifest negativity on me, guys. The car will not break down. We're just kind of crawling along. We go 20, then 10, then we stop. 20, 10, and stop. But you should be able to see this black ice starting to develop here. Here it looks real shiny. You don't want to go real fast. You're going to rear end someone. So I had a live the other day. We talked about vehicle maintenance. And this is when you were wishing you would have listened to your mom and dad and put a little money aside for some good snow tires. My dad always said, boy, make sure you have good tires on your car. And that's one of the first things that he told me. So I bought my own car. My parents didn't help me out. If I wanted to drive, I had to pay for it. I had a light blue Chevy Malibu. It's pretty cool. But that actually made me a better person by me buying my own and my parents not buying it for me, because I really would not have appreciated it. I would have dogged it out. I bought my own car, my own insurance. I did my own modifications to the car. And because I'm from the city, and the Mustangs were the boss, so I had a 350, headers, 4-barrel, high-rise aluminum intake. I got an LT1 intake. I didn't know it was worth money, but I bought it from a speed shop. And then I got some gauges inside to measure oil pressure, engine RPM, dual exhaust. So, and some of the other guys I knew, they had like Grand Nationals, Chevelles, the Mustangs. The only thing my car was missing was the stall converter, but I was so poor back then I couldn't afford to get a stall converter. But everything, I traded for. I saved my money. I think I had an MSD ignition box on there too. No, that was on my Camaro, and it was a plug-in harness. So we had to plug in the harness to the ignition system, the wiring harness. Yes, MSD made a plug-in connector that would fit between the coil and the wiring harness to the car. And then you just simply mount the MSD 6AL. And then I put in like a 6,500 chip. Okay, because the car had was a stick shift, and it was really fun, but I broke the transmission like 4 times because I was doing dumb stuff, power shifting. I would get second gear, but I would always miss third gear. And we got a Hurst shifter for it. I put a lot of money into that car, and then that helped me, but I still was missing third gear. And if you miss third gear a lot, you're going to blow up the third gear synchronizer, I believe. And, I would have first gear, second gear. Hey, how are you? You see us driving in snow, Jay? Okay? You ever driven in snow before? Not. You from Mississippi, my girl. What's going on? So I'm just baby in the car in the snow, taking our time. I was telling you guys about, my first car was the Chevy Malibu. My second one, when I got my job, because I was a probation officer. So you guys don't know that about me. I was a probation officer. And first job out of school. So I bought a Camaro, 5-speed, and I barely knew. How was your day? No, I haven't. My day was really good, busy, things are going good. You guys are gonna laugh. I was doing my class yesterday. I spilled a bowl of soup on my keyboard, ruined my keyboard. I took it apart, cleaned it out. I got a paintbrush, right? And I was trying to vacuum up all the soup out of there, but the liquid went in between the membrane of the keyboard, and I think I may have deleted a bunch of files in my computer, but I have to buy a new keyboard on Sunday when I get paid. The keyboard is a Corsair Cherry MX, so it's one of those expensive ones. But anyway, I took the keyboard apart, I washed everything off, not putting too much water on it, but my keyboard is screwed. You might as well say that's a $150 keyboard. But I'll go to Walmart, no cap. I'll go to Walmart and get a new one. I could go to Micro Center, but I'm not driving across town. I mean, I can get a better price. I could go to Walmart or Best Buy. So I do like a gaming keyboard, and I do like the touch and feel. So I got to plug in that new keyboard Sunday. I don't get paid till Sunday, so I'll pick up one of those after driving. And then I took a picture, I'll post it. It's crazy. So if you spill liquid on your keyboard, you're screwed. So that's $150 in the drain. But I needed a new keyboard anyway. But it's snowing really bad. Stop and go traffic. It's all good. But you know, my Camaro, IROC Z, we rebuilt the motor. I put a 400 small block in there. They did not make parts back then, so I had to go across the city in the suburban areas and get parts, tune port injection. So I really modified that motor a lot. So, but I really learned how to driving a manual. So if you guys ever learn to drive on a manual, drive one, because I learned how to shift the car. Heavy traffic sucked because you would always have to shift, but a lot of my friends who were like, you know, I was like 19, 20, they were like 37, 42. They loved my car because they could get in it and like shift, man, like power shift. I'm like, how do you do that? You just gotta learn, man. Your shifter is junk. So they told me my factory shifter was really loose and sloppy. Yeah, we'll try to do that. We'll figure it out, of course. And I think that's important because, you know, by it being 22, we're just chilling, man. We're all talking. Yeah, whatever you need, girl, I got you. Whatever you need. Like, we're still at 20 miles an hour. And if you're trying to get home, you're going to be home an hour later, right? Like the semi-truck, they're starting to pick up again, but I don't want to get too happy on the gas pedal. I'm looking ahead, traffic is moving. As long as you're moving. But like this Camaro, like, you know, these OGs, they would get in my car, they were like, move over. I'm going to show you how to shift. I'm like, what? They would rev that thing up to about 4,000, sidestep that clutch, burn rubber, and like shift at about 6,500. I was scared I was going to blow up my motor. So as a result, I would always miss third gear. Every now and then, I get it real good, but they knew how to chirp second gear, third gear, and fourth gear. Okay? So, and I know it's hard for you guys to kind of visualize this, but, you know, when you grew up in the Motor City, all these OGs had Camaros and Mustangs and Chevelles and big blocks and all that. So I'm gonna get over one lane. I'm going in real easy. You see how slow I'm going, right? I do not want to crash. I might have made a mistake. I'm going to get back over one lane. I don't want to be in this lane. Too dangerous. Too many cars. I'm going to stay back in this lane. But I went to the drag strip many times, and that really taught me how to drive, taught me how to shift. You know, by my car being a stock car, I don't want to rev up the transmission to 4,000 because I would blow up the transmission or the rear end, so I would launch it about 1,000 and it would wheel. Oh, I broke the transmission mount like a couple times. So I ordered a transmission mount from Hurst, and that was like a polyurethane rubber, because I remember like this black car, they going stupid fast. Why? Okay, that's stupid. But before I blew up the transmission, the car had really bad wheel hop, because if you have a manual transmission, you launch the car about 3,000, you'll get traction, then you'll lose traction. So I had a lot of wheel hop, and that's what blows up the motor or the transmission or the... Guys, I go back. I blew the rear end up because you want to learn. Yes, I did want to learn how to drive that manual. And sometimes, Jay, you'll tear up some stuff learning how to drive. And I look back at those times. It was fun. I blew up a lot of stuff. Never hurt the motor, but I blew the rear end up like twice. I think it had a 342 in it. And then we put a 373. I broke that. Then we put a 410. I should have stayed with that, but because I have a 5-speed, I'm trying to be easy on this. I gotta go down to 16. I think we put a 488 in there, which is really too much for the street. But because I had a 5-speed, I could get away with that. My speedometer was like tacking like 150 miles an hour, and really I was just going like 80. Because my speedometer was wrong, because I had a lower gear in there. But the car was really crazy on the street because I could launch it like 2,000 and I would put 3 cars on people like easily because I had that big gear, that low gear in the back. And that was really fun. I mean, like really, really fun. But really the car had too much gear. Yeah, learn how to drive, of course. Okay, we'll do some in-car stuff, and like this truck is really picking up. I'm only going to pick up real easy. I'm just taking my time, because if I go too fast, I'm going to hit this truck, and I don't want that to happen. I think people drive really careless and get lazy on traffic like this, and this is when people get hurt, and I'm not trying to get hurt. I love driving, though, don't get me wrong. Okay. So, and then I remember one of my friends who was racing, he said, you need to change the valve springs. And he showed me what to do. I did not have a tool. I had to change. You think you can drive a car? Yes. Yes. Jay, when is the last time you've been out driving? Tell me. A month ago? 2 weeks ago? That's on the hoping. When is the last time you drove, Jay? Like we're going over a bridge right now. It's black ice. The temperature gets colder. So, Jay, when is the last time you've been out driving, my girl? You see me holding this car straight. If I hit this slush last month, okay, that's good. That's good. Good for you. I'm just taking up. See those brake lights again. Oh, all this traffic. Stop and go, stop and go, stop and go. City driving, you got a lot of cars and pedestrians. Highway driving like this, you keep space. You see me increasing my distance, right? So my Camaro, I think I blew up the rear end like twice. We had a Richmond gear because the Richmond gear is thicker, if you know anything about cars. So I got the MSD for it. That gave me like 10 horsepower. You know, different fuel regulator. That gave me like 3 or 4. I drilled out the throttle body. That gave me more air. And then, because back then they didn't have any tuners, you know. The car was a T-top car too. Really, really fun. Like, fun. So, my friend would always beat me. He had the 350 automatic. So, I would beat him off the line, but then as soon as I hit second gear, he just passed me. See that Tesla? That's what your man wants, one of those boys. Okay? That's rolling along. That's a beast. Yep, I'm just taking my time, team. That car's all-wheel drive. This car's front-wheel drive, so it's over. But then one of my friends had the Ford Lightning, and they were kind enough to let me drive it. So, and then I drove a Grand National before. That's incredible. But because I had that big 488 gear in the back, I would just beat that Grand National. But by learning how to drive a manual, oh, by learning how to drive a manual, that made me a better driver. And a lot of cars today are not manual. So, and I do really, really, really miss that. And I'm trying to remember the clutch. I didn't burn out the clutch, but it was worn out. So we had to get a new clutch. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and get over to the right. Let me get over early. Now you can kind of see what's going on. But I think we put a Hurst clutch in there. I had a Hurst shifter. We changed the gear in the back to first it had a 410, then a 456, and then a 488. And then I got smart. I quit launching the car because I would blow it up, the gear. And then the transmission, I blew up like 4 times. I took it over to Liberty, and they pro shifted second and third gear. And that was good, but that is for racing, and I had the car on the street, so it was terrible. When I shifted, it was a clunk, but it's supposed to do that. So, and then I had the MSD 6 ignition box. I think I had a 6500. Ooh, I'm going really slow. People starting to get crazy. I had a 6500 chip in there. I had the big shift light. So if you know about the MSD shifter and the shift light, it's really bright. So every time I was shifting right at 6500, right at red line. So that light would come on. When it worked good, it was good. When it worked terrible, oh my God. And the catalytic converter, I can't tell you on air what I did with that because, but then we had a Flowmaster muffler, and that really gave it some deep, deep sounds. And then I changed the white striping on there. I got some reflective, I went to a special store and I got some reflective white striping that when light hit it, it would glow in the dark. That was cool, man. You know, you got to personalize your car. I did put headers on it too. I remember, man, I did the whole deal on that. Edelbrock had a kit because you couldn't run duals back then. I didn't have the money. And then Ford made a 9-inch rear end that was to bolt together because I had a torque arm. That car had a torque arm. And now those Camaros, they are bulletproof, man. You can have 1,000 horsepower and they won't break. But by that time, what had happened? I think I was trying to change the injectors. The motor, I had a fuel fire, okay? And I don't think I had pictures. There was a fuel fire, and I was driving outside of the city, and what had happened was, I noticed smoke coming from under my hood, like fire smoke. And I got out, there was a gasoline fire. And my motor caught on fire. What had happened, one of my injectors wasn't seated properly and it was spraying fuel. And when you have fuel sprayed on an engine, you know it's going to be a fire. So what had happened, the injector was leaking, fuel was sprayed on the motor. It burned up the whole wiring harness. And the insurance company got the car. I had a choice. They were going to give me about $8,500 or pay the car off and I would get a couple thousand back. So, before that, we had put a different cam in there. We put a solid lifter cam in. And I did not know how to adjust the valves. So one of my friends said, You're going to pay this guy $50, drive this car over to this garage. He's going to show you how to adjust your valves. So what did I do? Because I was listening, I went over to this garage, paid the guy $50. He had me open my hood, take off the valve covers. They showed me how to lash my valves. And if you guys are still listening, you have to learn how to do this. Jay, if you're still listening, you got to learn how to do stuff like this. So I learned how to lash my valves. And then the car did sound different when I started it up. So when you got a solid lifter, I'm not talking about a hydraulic solid, but a solid lifter. And little do you guys know, I got a free cam from General Kinetics. You got to look that up. They were on top of the world a couple years. They won a couple of championships, so I got a couple of free cam shafts and lifters from them. So I put it in because my friend said, okay, you need to do this. But the problem was I did not seal up my oil pan correctly. So I had oil leaking out of the front of the motor under the timing chain, sucked. And then the oil pan in the back was fine. So here I am trying to drive to work. My car is leaking oil. Okay, I don't know how I made it to work, how I made it back. So really, I had a terrible life early on because I drove a piece of junk car. I was modifying it, didn't really have the money. But God provided a way. So I'm trying to tell you, if you live right, you'll be okay. I'm going to be late to my driving appointment. There's nothing I can do. That's the Tesla Plaid to the left, that black one looking like a monster. Dang. So, just kind of talking to you guys, I went through a lot. How come I didn't crash? Don't know. How come I didn't get stranded? Don't know. But those lessons taught me a lot. I mean, like really a lot. Learn how to do things yourself. If you're too poor to buy stuff, you find a way. I was looking at junkyards for parts. I was asking my friends, you got a set of headers for a 350? You got a set of cylinder heads? And if you ask, God will provide a way. Jay, I keep trying to tell you, Jay, did you go to the church and ask the people? Did you look online for those social programs? I'm trying to tell you, because God will provide a way. You need a motor? Go pick it up. It's at my friend's house. It's out back. It's got water in the block. You just got to take it apart, take it up to the shop. They'll clean it out. You put it back together. Buy a kit. Yep. So a lot of times, you got to learn how to fix your own stuff. I was using my dad's Craftsman tools, man. I still have his original Craftsman box. I'll never get that up. So that's why I'm so passionate about cars. And you see me kind of going really slow here. I'm going to be late to my appointment, but I'm not going to speed. That's stupid. Why would I even do that? And that's why I'm trying to tell you, this regular half an hour drive turned into about 45 minutes. And you're going to see me on this journey because it's stop and go on the Expressway. It's nothing I really can do. And my exit's coming up, but there's nothing I can do. And this is what you guys don't understand. Those of you who don't live in a cold weather state, you're going to have this snow. And it takes 6 to 10 inches before they shut down everything. But those trying times, blowing up stuff, tearing up transmissions, I don't know how I did it. I remember putting in a clutch, putting the car up on jack stands. My mother's waiting to go to work. I will put the car up on jack stands, pull the drive shaft out, unbolt the shifter, and 4 bolts to hold up the transmission. I would use a jack, take those 4 bolts out, take the bell housing off, and I remember changing and putting in a new clutch. Bro, do you know how stupid that was, man? Because my mother had to go to work, and if you mess up mom going to work, you're going to get cussed out. Some of you don't know that. Okay? My mother's from Alabama. And if she tell you do something, you do it. So, God was looking out for me. I did some crazy stuff, man. Okay, so here's my exit. I'm going to get off here really easy. This is so dangerous. This curve here I'm going to take, I'm not going to get too happy and hit this gas. I'm just going slow. And you see all this traffic. And they don't make cars like they do today. These cars are so cheap, they'll wear out so quick. Everything is computers. And I'm not mad at, you see how slick this is, bro? I do not want to crash. And I don't care what anyone says. So I'm just going down real easy. Taking my time. I have to make a left, so I'm going like 20 miles an hour. And then I'm slowing down here. You got to slow down earlier. Ooh, this car's sliding. So there's a hawk up there in the tree. I don't know if you can see it. Okay, so if you have attention deficit disorder, you still can learn. That's a beautiful hawk. You still can learn how to drive. You have to get medical clearance. I've taught people who have that. So if you can get medical clearance, I think there's an accident. I see a man walking. I don't, yeah. Okay, I'm getting over. There's an accident up here. Because these people drive stupid, bro. Okay, yep, they're up there playing. There's an accident. So I've taught people with attention deficit disorder. I had a young lady. I would get to the drive about 4 o'clock, 4:30, and then her medication wore off. Literally, she was not focused on the road at all. Literally, these cars are running light. We have a green light. What is going on? Like those 2 white cars? And, I wasn't on social media then, but if I was, you would see so much more incredible stuff. But I'm going to take my time through here because see these cars over here to the left? My man done broke his axle. Bruh. See that? People going stupid, man. All right, let me get over. Yep, he broke his axle. It depends on the medication. If you're on medication, talk to your doctor. And you have to, I'm going slow here. The speed limit here is 55. I'm at 30, bro. So attention deficit disorder, you need to take enough medication to keep you focused on the road. But if you take too much, it might make you too hyped up or put you to sleep or lose weight. So you're going to have to talk to your doctor and get the right prescription and the right dosage. Okay? And once you get the right, there's another person. Okay. You get the right prescription and the right dosage, then you're probably good to go. If you want me to put together a little plan for you on what you should do and how you should be trained, just let me know. I still got to open up a stand store. I got so many things I want to do. I want to open up a stand store. So if you guys want to jump on a phone call with me, we can set it up. You can call me, we'll set up a little price, talk to you, help you, give you a little plan. A lot of people want to drive, but they don't have anyone to talk to or no plan, and I get that. I was able to take driver's ed through my high school, and but I didn't have a car, Jay. So my dad let me use his car for the road test, but that was it. You ain't taking my car, boy. I'm like, Thanks, Dad. I didn't say that to him because he would have punched me in the face in a kind way, right? Rest his soul. But I had to buy my own car, Jay, and I saved my money. I worked at the bus terminal. That's where my appreciation from cars is. So I saved money. I got my car. Hi, how are you? We're in crazy bad weather. We're talking about city driving versus highway. And then I'm taking you guys through a journey when I got my car. And you just got to buy your own. I think, I'm just being real. I think a lot of people just want to get that handout from mom and dad, and then you're not appreciative. Your mom and dad don't have to help you at all. Okay? I got a Chevy Malibu. I saved my money. The car did not start. I had to buy a battery. And I knew how kind of how to work on cars because I took automotive shop in high school. And that really, really helped me, like, pave my way to learn. I ended up getting in science and education. I really should have got an automotive and had my own shop by now. And it's never too late. It's never too late, right? That's why I love cars, building motors and technology, and it's taking my time. Like this crazy weather, the speed limit here is 55 miles an hour. We're going 20. But there's nothing we can do. And I'm just going to take my time. This road is a little bit better, but it's really sloppy, and it's called spin out and crash. So I can get overconfident right now, and if I hit this snow to the left or right, I'm going to be in the ditch or roll my car over. I'm not doing that. And that's what a lot of you don't understand. A lot of you, do you have snow where you live? If you have snow, put in yes. Okay, we're at 40. The speed limit's 55. People routinely go 65 here, 70. Not going to do that. That's stupid. I don't want to crash. And remember, I teach adults and teens, so a lot of people will be terrified to drive in this. I'm going to make a lane change to the left. Let's see what's going to happen. I'm holding that wheel smoothly. It's like real slushy, like a big old slush. And I'm staying in the grooves. It's taking my time. And it's no promise, this is a stale green light. I'm really looking ahead to that second green light. So I'm telling you the differences between the city. Like some of you would panic if that white car turned out in front of us, but I'm okay. It just made my heart drop a little bit. And I'm going to proceed through. I've already committed. Thank God that black or gray video stayed where they are. That black or gray car said video. I'm at about 50 in a 55. And I'm trying to stay in the groove. The groove is the one to the left, the light colored gray part, that's the groove to the left. And then like these cars cutting front, oh bro, no. I'm not trying to do that. That was a little scary because people would just pull out in front. I'm gonna get over one lane. I'm trying to be very slow and deliberate. You guys should be taking crazy notes. I'm not trying to crash either. That's that Rubicon Jeep with that Hemi in there, man. That thing is fast. But whether you're in, the Midwest, Michigan, Ohio, Indiana, it doesn't matter. You've got to really maintain speed and be safe out here. And I'm just trying to take my time. Depression and chronic anxiety too. Yeah, it does happen. We all get depressed sometimes. Like this time of year, you don't get out, you don't get enough sun, you get depressed. I try to get out as much as I can, right? And I'm just trying to be really chilled and easy. And see, I'm squeezing the brake. And this is a really, I'm just taking my time. You remember I mentioned time moves slower? I still have another 12 or 15 minutes. Car's at a half a tank, so I'm safe. And the car's not slipping, but you see people starting to speed up and do stupid stuff. And then this is when people get crazy. Because you think, hey, I got a big truck, I got all-wheel drive. Fool, you still gonna crash. And you see everyone moving slow. I'm in the middle lane. I could get to the left and do 60. Why? I'm at 40. I'm chilled. My car has been in the ditch before, driver error, going too fast, hitting the brakes too hard. And I did have a friend pull me out. I'm off the gas, I'm at 30. The speed limit is 55. And you want to use this to help you. You notice I'm keeping my space. Good speed, good space, and a smile. I'm glad they help you, and I'm really trying to like prepare you and guide you and help you be successful. Yes, the weather can be really crazy, and you can't look. Let's just put it simply. You'll die if you're trying to go stupid fast to get home, to get to a job. You're just gonna tell your boss, hey, I'm running late. I'm sorry. I don't want to kill myself. Most normal bosses, oh, sure, no problem. But if you have a boss who is not really caring, you know, they'll just mark you down. And in some jobs, if you get 3 or 4, tardies or no-shows, you'll lose your job. So, or if you're on probation, you know you're on probation for the first 90 days at a job. Those of you who really get a job, no cap. Okay, so I'm gonna make a choice. I can stay behind them. I'm gonna go ahead and get over to the right lane. I'm gonna gently accelerate through. They're from Minnesota, so they should be used to snow. So now our lane is open. We can see more. But I'm not going to go crazy on the speed. I am not going to. Blinking yellow means proceed with caution. But I made some videos when I was down in Houston, Texas. I have some of those. But hopefully my computer didn't delete those. I think I used a dash cam in some of those. I have like probably 3 or 4 terabytes of videos. I spilled some soup or something. Oh, I want to squeeze my brakes. And my computer may have deleted like all my driving videos. But I have more. I have a GoPro. I have a dash cam. So I've made a lot of videos, me driving a truck, like a U-Haul truck. And there are 2 Teslas, right? They're all good. So I have a lot more videos. I just haven't had a chance to. I'm trying to hold off because I'm getting a new computer. But I just need to get those. I have a 18 terabyte Western Digital hard drive. So what I'm going to do is like really slow here. Stop and go, stop and go. But that's okay. But I have a lot of really, really, really good driving videos with GoPro, dash cam, and I can put in some good. See the other car? See them? I don't know what's going on. Accident, broke down. Let's see. Let's go real slow. We're gonna be nosy. Yep, rear end collision. Dang, bro. I'm trying to tell you, city driving, you got to be a defensive driver. And bro, what is this car doing to the left of me? I'm in my lane. But a lot of you see this as beginning drivers, you can't see lanes. So, and you're learning. It's a lot slower. You will be later. You gotta be like chilled. Okay. We all want to get home. We all want to go do what we do, but if you're going crazy, you're gonna crash. I'm at about 35 and a 55, and the roads are getting worse. And you get a chance to see this and, learn from this. I didn't have the money for winter tires when I had my Camaro, so all bets were off. But I was stupid. But you go through, those things when you're younger. This car has their blinker on forever. What are they doing? So that was kind of confusing, and you'll see that. At the second light, I need to make a right turn. So if you were here driving with me, so in between both lights, turn on your right blinker. Flip it up. And then squeeze your brakes, because if we go too fast here, we're going to flip this car and spin out. So I'm at about 20. And then, so Jay, if you're still here, I'm at about 10, making my turn, going in real easy. And this is like a school zone, residential area. So you saw highway, you saw expressway, then you saw like a highway. Expressway has more speed, like over 55. And this is like your typical residential, school, suburban area. Right? I'm just taking my time. Speed limit here is 35. And the roads are bad here too, but this community, they don't use salt. We use salt in our area. Do they use salt or snow in your area? Right, just taking my time. So I think this type of driving, this teaches you to be really chilled and steady and not letting people irritate you and get you mad. Just have to take your time. And then this red light, I'm just lifting my foot. I'm off the gas. It's called covering the brake. Now I'm going to squeeze the brake. Nice. And I'm going to roll up real easy. Yeah. Taking my time. And you know that if I hit the gas too hard, I'm going to spin the tires. And usually the beginning drivers, if you just hit this gas, we'll spin. So I'm in the groove right now. And the car's kind of pulling to the right a little bit. I'm just taking my time. And you got to slow down real easy and be real deliberate. Yep. All these stories will give you insight in how to drive. You got to have a job. You got to not be scared to get out here and drive in weather like this. A lot of adults and teens don't want to. They're just scared to drive. I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to help you overcome your anxiety, but it's giving you real life stories and journeys. If it's too bad to drive, don't drive. But if you can get out in weather like this, drive.